frenzy. I can't be stopped on this next iteration of we're going through Reddit. They called the engagement off, but still want to be together. Let's discuss. My partner of 5 years, both in our early 30s, and I were supposed to get engaged next week. We have historically been on the same page about marriage, kids, etc., and have been excitedly getting rings prepared for the engagement since January. They have never expressed any doubts or hesitation, and I believe I give them the space to communicate these things. Fast forward to yesterday, they broke down and said they aren't ready to go through with next week because the amount of anxiety and fear they've been feeling doesn't feel normal, quote, quote. They don't want to lose me and want to go to couples therapy to work through this. But we went a lot last year for different reasons, and the thought of going back sounds exhausting, especially when I know what I want. They're saying that they don't know if or when they'll be ready for marriage and are saying that the same about kids. But again, they don't want to break up at all. Quick pause. Sounds to me like this person does not know what they want, which is fine, but you know what you want, so you should leave and go and find what you want. I understand it's a partner of 5 years, but like this person has said that all the things that you guys have agreed upon, they no longer agree with you on that. They still want access to you. You're probably a very dope person who's potentially more direct in your communication, which is why you thought that you were on the same page. But then this person said, actually, no. Listen, you're... Oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, it just sounds like you're misaligned is what I'm trying to say. It just sounds like whoever the writer is and their boyfriend or fiance, ideally ex-fiance at this point, you guys don't want the same things anymore, and that's fine. But go and find somebody who, in the very least, knows what they want, because this guy doesn't. But anyway, let us continue. I feel blindsided, understandably so. Not to mention we had a whole trip booked for Italy next week, which we will now have to cancel because the whole point of the trip was around the engagement. Yikes. I'm worried this is also a pattern because they do have a lot of anxiety around getting a dog, moving in together, all things we ended up doing with no regrets. But I don't want to keep feeling like I'm the engine behind making things progress in this relationship. That is attuneness. That is you are recognizing the pattern. Confirmation. You are recognizing the pattern of having to be the ignition, be the force of movement, pushing things forward for the small things, for the big things. And it's also giving like, yeah, these things ended up being things that were mutually beneficial, but it's also sounding like this person didn't necessarily really want to do those things. And like, sure, you can do things anxiously, but at the end of the day, you would still want to do those things. But it sounds like if you weren't making those things happen, none of those things would have happened. So it sounds like a lot of this relationship is you. So if you like the success of the relationship is you, it's not necessarily him. It's you. It's always been you. Let's continue. I love this person deeply and we have so much fun together. Here's the thing though. Like, there's a lot of people, I'm going to be even more specific. There's a lot of women and femmes out there that are in relationships, especially with men, that are like, oh my gosh, but I love him, but he's so wonderful, but he makes me feel this and this and this. Is it him or is it you? Is it him that you love so much, or is it all of the like things that you want him to be and the things that you see in yourself that you bring out of him that you are so in love with? Like, genuinely ask, what is it about him that you're so like, it's so enrapturing? Or is it you? Listen, I'm not saying that people can't love a man. People love men often, right? But like, being able to recognize this difference is part of the decentering, and everybody benefits from the decentering. So those are my thoughts, but let's continue on. Marriage is something I'm willing to compromise on, but having kids is definitely a non-negotiable, and something I absolutely want. I don't know if this is something that you are willing to compromise on if you are posting this on the Waiting to Wed page on Reddit. you should not be wanting to get married to somebody, be in a long-term relationship to somebody, be contractually obligated to somebody who is not 100% sure that they want you in their life. And especially if there are kids involved. Because the wishy-washiness, like, it's difficult to get out of a marriage, but you can do it. You can't get out of being a parent. Once you pop them babies out, you can't unpop them. And it sounds like this person, if they can do a tap dance over the line, over the fence, they will for the rest of their lives, because they've been doing this for the entirety of the relationship. So I don't see the draw. Like, I don't see the draw. But anyway, Shayna, what do you know? Maybe he's like 7'13". I don't know. Maybe there's a draw in this somewhere. People like them particularly tall. I don't know. My name's just Shayna. All right, let's continue on. Is it worth going to couples therapy when I know what I want and want to be with somebody who can confidently say the same? No, it's not worth it. This person has let you know exactly where they stand time and time again. It's now just up to you to listen to men. Jesus. Is it worth putting in the energy and money back into couples therapy, even though the thought of going exhausts me? No. Not to mention, I'm heartbroken about having to call off the planned engagement and the trip so last minute. Sounds like you already know the answer, but you now need to listen to yourself. I love this person, and we have said to each other time and time again that we're life partners, and up until today it seemed so excited about getting engaged. Guess what? They're not anymore. I clearly communicated to them that while I appreciate their honesty and courage about speaking up, I need time and space to process, but we are being really anxiously attached. But they're being really anxiously attached. Well, yeah, that's kind of their pattern, is what you said. That's their pattern. Advice is warmly welcomed. I don't think you need couples therapy. I think your partner needs individual therapy, so that way they can deal with all of their anxiety to the point where it is manageable enough for them to be able to say confidently what they do and do not want without, and this isn't a you thing, but like without whoever their partner is having a direct influence on what their wants are and are not. Like, I don't know if your partner has ever really stood 10 toes down on something, because it's sounding like they haven't. It sounds like the pattern is that somebody else in their life has a strong feeling about somebody, and then they go with it hesitantly, but they go with it until their anxiety builds up enough to where they're like, actually, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. I don't know about up. I don't know about blue. But I guess we're going to do something, and I don't want to lose you. Which is not necessary, that is not a secure attachment to a person, to themselves, to their experience of living. I would not, personally, I would not want to be with somebody who is so anxious about taking every single step forward, because that just sounds like a second job. But hey, these are my thoughts. My name's just Shayna. I'd love to hear yours. Please tippity tag them in the comments section. If you would like to learn how to become a freelance journalist, if you would like to book a one-on-one call, if you want to join me over on Patreon, where I am more than likely ranting about reality TV and the mayhem that it is. I'm pretty sure a lot of it is just incel propaganda right now, but that is for over there. If you want to send me a gift, ways to do all of those things are in the description. Please, for the love of God, stay focused, stay present, listen to men. Stay safe out there. All right. Bye, guys.